Do you ever feel like your ADHD brain is already racing before you've even had your first cup of coffee? Like your mind is jumping from thought to thought while you're still trying to figure out what day it is? Maybe you wake up and immediately feel overwhelmed by the mental chaos, knowing you have a full day of work ahead, but your brain feels like it's already running a marathon before your feet even hit the floor. I'm Dr. Emily Thompson, and after 12 years of working with ADHD patients in my clinical practice, I've discovered that what you drink in the first hour of your morning can completely transform how your brain functions for the entire day. Today, I'm going to share 3 specific morning drinks that have helped thousands of my patients calm their ADHD symptoms and actually feel focused before they even step out the door. These aren't just random smoothie recipes or trendy wellness drinks. These are scientifically formulated beverages based on the latest neuroscience research about how ADHD brains process nutrients and regulate neurotransmitters. But first, I want you to comment below and tell me, have you ever noticed that some mornings your ADHD brain feels completely out of control, while other mornings you feel surprisingly clear and focused? I bet you have. And there's actually a scientific reason why this happens that most doctors never explain to their ADHD patients. If you're someone living with ADHD, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I describe those chaotic mornings. Your mornings probably feel like pure chaos from the moment your alarm goes off. You wake up and immediately your brain starts firing in 10 different directions at once. You're thinking about that important email you forgot to send yesterday, wondering if you remembered to set your alarm for tomorrow's early meeting, mentally rehearsing a difficult conversation you need to have with your boss later today, and somehow also trying to remember where you put your keys, your wallet, and that report you were supposed to review last night. Sound familiar? And then you stumble to the kitchen and reach for that cup of coffee, desperately hoping it will somehow organize the tornado of thoughts swirling in your head, but instead it just makes you feel more jittery, scattered, and anxious than you already were. If you're finding this helpful so far and recognizing yourself in what I'm describing, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, because I share evidence-based strategies for managing ADHD every single week. And I don't want you to miss any of these life-changing tips that could transform your daily experience. Here's what most people, including many healthcare providers, don't understand about ADHD brains and why your mornings feel so overwhelming. Your neurotransmitter levels, especially dopamine and norepinephrine, are naturally lower than neurotypical brains from the moment you wake up. This means your brain is constantly seeking stimulation and struggling to regulate attention, impulse control, and emotional responses. But here's the incredible part that I've witnessed in my practice over and over again with hundreds of patients. The right combination of specific nutrients delivered at the right time in the right format can actually help balance these neurotransmitter levels naturally without relying solely on medication or caffeine. And morning is absolutely the most critical time to do this, because that's when your cortisol levels are naturally at their highest, which can either work for you or against you depending on what you put in your body during those first crucial hours after waking up. Most of my patients had no idea that their morning drink choices were actually sabotaging their brain chemistry and making their ADHD symptoms significantly worse throughout the entire day. When I started implementing these 3 specific drink protocols in my practice, I began seeing transformations that honestly surprised even me. Patients who had struggled with morning focus and emotional regulation for years suddenly found themselves feeling calm, centered, and mentally clear before they even got dressed for work. Let me share the 3 morning drinks that have completely transformed my patients' days, and I want you to pay close attention because each one works through a different neurochemical mechanism in your ADHD brain, targeting specific symptoms and challenges that you face every single morning. The first drink is what I call the Golden Focus Latte, and it's become an absolute game changer for patients who struggle with morning brain fog, hyperactivity, and that scattered feeling where you can't seem to hold on to a single thought long enough to complete it. Here's exactly what goes in it, and I want you to write this down because the proportions matter. You start with 8 ounces of warm oat milk or almond milk. Add 1 teaspoon of high-quality turmeric powder, half a teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon, a small pinch of freshly ground black pepper, 1 tablespoon of organic coconut oil or MCT oil, and here's the secret ingredient that most people have never heard of, half a teaspoon of ashwagandha powder. You blend this all together until it's frothy and creamy, and drink it slowly over the course of 15 to 20 minutes while doing some light stretching or meditation. Now let me explain why this specific combination is so incredibly powerful for ADHD brains. Because this isn't just some random wellness trend. The turmeric contains a compound called curcumin, which is one of the few natural substances that can effectively cross the blood-brain barrier and reduce neuroinflammation. Research shows that people with ADHD often have significantly higher levels of brain inflammation compared to neurotypical individuals, and this inflammation makes focus, attention regulation, and impulse control even more difficult than they already are. The Ceylon cinnamon helps stabilize blood sugar levels and prevents those dramatic energy crashes that make ADHD symptoms exponentially worse throughout the day. The black pepper contains piperine, which increases curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%, making sure your brain actually gets the full anti-inflammatory benefits. The coconut oil provides medium-chain triglycerides that your brain can convert into ketones and use as immediate, clean-burning fuel without the blood sugar spikes that come from traditional breakfast foods. And the ashwagandha is clinically proven to lower cortisol levels while simultaneously supporting healthy dopamine production in your brain. One of my long-term patients, Sarah, told me that after just 1 week of drinking this every morning, she stopped feeling like she needed to compulsively check her phone 50 times before getting dressed. And for the first time in years, she could actually finish getting ready without forgetting 3 different things and having to run back upstairs multiple times. The second drink is the Magnesium Mind Soother, and this one is specifically designed for those of you who wake up feeling anxious, overstimulated, and like your nervous system is already in overdrive before you've even gotten out of bed. You'll need 8 ounces of pure tart cherry juice, 1 tablespoon of magnesium glycinate powder, 1 teaspoon of raw unprocessed honey, half a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, and a pinch of sea salt. Mix it all together thoroughly and drink it slowly about 30 minutes before you want to start your actual morning routine. Here's why this particular combination works so brilliantly for ADHD brains that are prone to morning anxiety and overstimulation. Magnesium is involved in over 300 different enzymatic reactions throughout your body, and studies consistently show that people with ADHD are often significantly deficient in this absolutely crucial mineral. Magnesium glycinate is the most bioavailable form of magnesium, meaning your body can actually absorb and use it effectively, and it specifically calms your nervous system by regulating GABA receptors in your brain, which are responsible for that calm, settled feeling that most ADHD brains struggle to achieve naturally. The tart cherry juice contains natural melatonin and powerful compounds called anthocyanins, which help regulate your circadian rhythm and reduce oxidative stress in your brain cells. This is particularly important for ADHD brains because disrupted sleep patterns and cellular stress make attention and emotional regulation significantly more challenging. The raw honey provides glucose to your brain in a slow, steady way that doesn't cause the blood sugar spikes and crashes that can trigger hyperactivity and impulsivity. And the vanilla extract actually contains a compound called vanillin, which has mild anti-anxiety properties and can help create a sense of calm alertness. I had a patient named Marcus who used to describe his mornings as feeling like his brain was plugged into a high-voltage power line, with thoughts and anxieties crackling through his mind at lightning speed. After 3 weeks of consistently drinking this magnesium blend every morning, he said his mind felt like a calm, clear lake instead of a stormy, chaotic ocean, and he could actually sit still long enough to eat breakfast without feeling like he was going to jump out of his skin. The third drink is the Protein Power Smoothie, And this one is specifically formulated for those of you who struggle with impulsivity, emotional dysregulation, and those intense mood swings that can completely derail your morning before you even leave the house. You'll blend together 1 cup of frozen wild blueberries, 1 scoop of high-quality whey protein powder or plant-based protein if you're vegan, 1 tablespoon of raw almond butter, 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, half a ripe banana, 1 cup of unsweetened coconut milk, 1 teaspoon of maca powder, and a handful of fresh spinach. Blend everything until it's completely smooth and creamy, and drink it within the first hour of waking up. This combination is specifically engineered to support sustained dopamine and serotonin production throughout your morning, which are the key neurotransmitters responsible for mood regulation, impulse control, and sustained attention. The wild blueberries are absolutely packed with anthocyanins and other antioxidants that protect dopamine-producing neurons from oxidative damage and inflammation, essentially creating a protective shield around the brain cells that are most important for ADHD symptom management. The high-quality protein powder provides essential amino acids like tyrosine and tryptophan, which are the actual building blocks your brain uses to manufacture dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin. Without adequate protein in the morning, your ADHD brain simply doesn't have the raw materials it needs to produce these crucial neurotransmitters in sufficient quantities. The almond butter gives you healthy monounsaturated fats and additional magnesium, while the chia seeds provide omega-3 fatty acids that reduce brain inflammation and support optimal neurotransmitter function. The banana contains natural sugars for quick energy along with vitamin B6, which is essential for converting amino acids into neurotransmitters. And the maca powder is a powerful adaptogen that helps your body and brain handle stress more effectively while supporting mental clarity and emotional stability. The spinach adds folate and iron, both of which are often deficient in ADHD individuals and are crucial for proper brain function. I want to share something with you that might completely change how you think about managing your ADHD symptoms naturally. Over the past 5 years of implementing these specific morning drink protocols in my clinical practice, I've had more than 3,000 patients try these recipes, and the results have been consistently remarkable in ways that have honestly surprised even me as a healthcare provider. Just last month, I received a detailed email from a patient named Jennifer who wrote, "Dr. Thompson, I can't believe that something as simple as changing what I drink in the morning has literally given me my life back. For the first time in over 10 years, I feel like I'm actually driving my brain, instead of my brain driving me into complete chaos every single day. My coworkers have noticed, my family has noticed, and most importantly, I finally feel like myself again." This type of feedback isn't unusual or rare in my practice. When you give your ADHD brain the specific micronutrients, minerals, and compounds it needs at exactly the right time in the right combinations, you're not just temporarily masking symptoms or relying on caffeine to push through the day. You're actually supporting and optimizing the underlying neurochemical processes that directly affect your attention span, impulse control, emotional regulation, and overall sense of mental clarity and calm. I've seen patients who had been struggling with morning chaos for decades suddenly find themselves able to complete their morning routines without forgetting important items, losing track of time, or feeling overwhelmed by simple tasks. The transformation isn't just about feeling better. It's about actually functioning better in ways that ripple out into every area of your life, from your work performance, to your relationships, to your overall sense of self-confidence and control. Here's what I want you to do starting today. And this is really important because I see people make this mistake all the time in my practice. Don't try to implement all 3 drinks at once or rotate between them randomly. That's a setup for failure and will just overwhelm your already busy ADHD brain with too many variables to track. Instead, pick the one drink that resonated most strongly with your specific morning struggles and challenges. If you consistently wake up feeling scattered, hyperactive, and mentally foggy, Start with the Golden Focus Latte and commit to making it your morning ritual. If you wake up feeling anxious, overstimulated, and like your nervous system is already in overdrive, begin with the Magnesium Mind Soother and make that your go-to morning beverage. If you struggle primarily with impulsivity, emotional dysregulation, and mood swings that derail your entire morning, try the Protein Power Smoothie as your foundation. Commit to drinking your chosen option for 7 full days straight without skipping. And here's the crucial part that will help you track your progress. Keep a simple note in your phone where you rate your morning mental state on a scale of 1 to 10, both before you drink your chosen beverage and then again exactly 1 hour later. Note things like your energy levels, your ability to focus on tasks, your emotional state, and how organized your thoughts feel. You'll be amazed at the patterns you start to notice and how quickly your brain begins to respond to this consistent nutritional support. If this video has given you genuine hope that your ADHD mornings can actually feel calm, focused, and manageable instead of chaotic and overwhelming, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because I'm constantly researching and sharing new evidence-based strategies that can completely transform how you experience life with ADHD. And here's something I really want you to do that could change someone else's life in a profound way. Think about someone in your life who also struggles with ADHD, maybe a family member, close friend, co-worker, or even your own child, and share this video with them right now. These drinks have the potential to change their mornings and their entire daily experience, just like they've changed mornings for thousands of my patients over the years. Finally, after you try one of these drinks consistently for at least 5 to 7 days, I want you to come back to this video and leave a detailed comment telling me which drink you chose, what specific changes you noticed, and how your mornings feel different now. I personally read every single comment that comes in, and I absolutely love hearing about your progress and transformations. Remember, having ADHD doesn't mean you're broken, defective, or destined to struggle with chaos and overwhelm every single morning for the rest of your life. Sometimes the most powerful and life-changing transformations come from the simplest adjustments to your daily routine, and what you choose to drink first thing in the morning might just be the key to unlocking the focused, calm, emotionally regulated brain you've been searching for your entire life.